Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to HOTFIX, our amazing topical gaming debate show where me and Mr. Kirioff, that's the other fellow over there, we have a discussion about relevant gaming topics that's going on in the gaming world right now. I know it's quite a big one, Mr. Kirioff, quite a bit. Before we start this, actually, have you got your dog?
It's pretty big.
You can't start a HOTFIX.
No, I'm afraid the dog is downstairs asleep on the sofa. So I did not want to disturb her because it's the first time she's gone to sleep all fucking day. So I've left her down there to leave me the hell alone.
Well, there's been quite a big bit of news, ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of been like teased for a very long time, and it would seem that a lot of HOTFIX kind of does centre around things that are worth billions of dollars. So, for example, Twitch on my T-shirt and my thing, because I'm like a Twitch fanboy, they were bought for $1 billion. Microsoft has just acquired. Billion. Microsoft have just acquired Mojang, which is the studio behind Minecraft. In case you didn't know, everybody knows who they are, for $2.5 billion. Now, this has kind of been well, not really teased, but it's been on the cards for the last couple of days. Everyone from Mojang, they've been quiet. They've not been saying anything. So yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot more to this, but like on the face of it, what you have is Microsoft now own the rights to. Well, they own Minecraft. They own Mojang, so they, by extension, own Minecraft, okay? So any future sales of Minecraft go into Microsoft's pockets, yeah? So, Mr. Kirioff, why did Notch sell Minecraft?
Well, you see, there's like a two-tiered thing for this. Because Microsoft now own Mojang. They've got the studio, they've paid the money, they've got Minecraft, they've got all of these. So I assume that also means they've got Scrolls as well.
Yeah.
Assuming Scrolls is still a thing.
Yeah.
Is it still a thing? I don't know.
It must be. It's not very popular though. It isn't very popular.
It dropped off very quickly, especially when Hearthstone was announced. It was like, well, okay, goodbye. But also, not only is Notch sold Mojang to Minecraft, to Microsoft. There's too many M's in this story. It's irritating. But he has also left Mojang as well, or at least he will leave as soon as the deal's finalised. So, as the 80% shareholder of Mojang, he sold it to Minecraft for, a vast sum of money, and he is also leaving the company himself once it's been shifted over. The reason he's given, and he did a blog about this, and in fact, I'll just read it very quickly because this kind of does a good job of explaining it. And it simply says, the title for his little blog entry is, I'm leaving Mojang. And he says, I don't see myself as a real game developer. I make games because it's fun, and because I love games, and I love to program, but I don't make games with the intention of them becoming huge hits, and I don't try to change the world. Minecraft certainly became a huge hit, and people are telling me it's changed games. I never meant for it to do either. It's certainly flattering, and to gradually get thrust into some kind of public spotlight is interesting. Not good, notice, interesting. A relatively long time ago, I decided to step down from Minecraft development. Jens was the perfect person to take over leading it, and I wanted to try to do new things. At first, I failed by trying to make something big again, but since I decided to just stick to small prototypes and interesting challenges, I've had so much fun with work. I wasn't exactly sure how I fit into Mojang, where people did actual work, but since people said I was important for the culture, I stayed. I was at home with a bad cold a couple of weeks ago when the internet exploded with hate against me over some kind of EULA situation that I had nothing to do with. I was confused. I didn't understand. Later on, I watched the This Is Phil Fish video on YouTube and started to realise I didn't have the connection to my fans I thought I had. I've become a symbol. I don't want to be a symbol, responsible for something huge that I don't understand, that I don't want to work on, that keeps coming back to me. I'm not an entrepreneur, I'm not a CEO, I'm a nerdy computer programmer who likes to have opinions on Twitter. As soon as this deal is finalised, I will leave Mojang and go back to doing Ludum Dares and small web experiments. If I ever accidentally make something that seems to gain traction, I'll probably abandon it immediately. Considering the public image of me is already a bit skewed, I don't expect to get away from negative comments by doing this, but at least now I won't feel a responsibility to read them.
Well, let me just stop you there. So he says, if I ever accidentally make something that seems to gain traction, I'll probably abandon it immediately. So let's just look at this for a moment, because now I'm not the biggest Minecraft fan, right? But I obviously know bits and pieces of the story behind this. I know that when Minecraft became really popular and Notch kind of didn't really want to work on it anymore, they like he put
Yeah.
this Jens guy in place and other people. He put a team in place at Mojang to basically run the game, and that's what they've been doing, you know, for years now. So this is like kind of strange behavior. It looks like he made something, which, I mean, I can remember the very old forum post. I forget what forum it was on, but where he's showing off what he's made. Like, look at this game I've made. He didn't even know what to call it. And somebody on the forum was like, why don't you call it Minecraft? And he's like, oh, okay. And obviously that turned into Minecraft. He's like, he's made something which has redefined gaming to a point. You know, this whole, like, you know, there is no story, there is no end state. It's just sort of go in there and have fun. It's just a, you know, an exploration kind of construction game thing they've got going on, where you can kind of create your own adventures and stuff. But even at that point years ago, he wanted to get rid of it and offload it. What I don't understand is, if you want to create something, this is my personal opinion, okay? So if you want to create something, you want it to be as best as you can actually make it, yeah? You would not go, especially if you're making games, for example, you would not want to make a game, okay, or a product or whatever, that doesn't do very well, okay? Because, like, by extension of I guess the notion of success, you actually have to be successful, right? So for a game, you'd have to sell a load of copies, you know, or get a lot of traction like Minecraft has done. I mean, Minecraft sold like over 50 million copies. That's a major hit, you know, that's a major hit. So why would you then say something like, if I ever accidentally make something that seems to gain traction, I'll probably abandon it immediately, which it looks like he did do with Minecraft, but other people took it on. Now, let's not you know, let's not beat around the bush here. He has made hundreds of millions of dollars off Minecraft anyway. Now he's made billions on top of what he's already made, okay? So he's made a lot of money. Yet, for years and years, he's not really been involved in Minecraft. He's kind of just been doing his own thing and messing about. And I guess he's just, it kind of comes down to his character. He just can't handle what's going on. But, like, I still fundamentally do not understand how you can shy away from success in that fashion. So, like, if I made something and I was like, oh, this is great, and everyone's buying it, you would be proud of what you've made. Like, this is great. You wouldn't just be like, oh, it's getting popular, quick, hide it, get rid of it. That's a very in fact, I'm going to throw this out there, this stinks of some sort of, like, mental illness to me.
I have to admit, it's a really strange attitude to take, especially given that, I mean,
like,
he kind of,
it's weird.
He kind of you know, I don't even think it's like anti-success. I think almost it's the attention that comes from the success. Because let's face it, before Minecraft, Notch was just no one. You know, no one knew who Notch was.
You're right. Yeah, he can't deal with this, the attention.
And as you know, as Minecraft got bigger, it got more fans and more attention. As it got more fans and more attention, he had more personal interaction with the people who played his game. As things changed in the game, as gamers are wont to do, there's a certain subset of gamers, and it'd be nice if they didn't exist, but they do, who will instantly, like, throw their toys out the pram and just go on, you know, hate crusades and blame people for nothing.
Which we get as well. We get that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he tried to offload himself. You know, he tried to separate himself from that by stepping down as developer of Minecraft and by transferring it to a team of people, which should have been the end of it. But the comment where he says, I was at home with a bad cold and the internet exploded with hatred over an EULA situation I had nothing to do with. He's had nothing to do with the development of Minecraft for I don't know how long now. It has been a long time. Like, he has made no decisions regarding the game. He has not changed anything regarding the game. He is just, essentially, for quite a while now, he has been some guy who owns Mojang and works in the office without doing any work. Which, I mean, if you're in his position and you've got that amount of money and you know, effectively have started the company that you're part of, you can kind of say, well, all right, I suppose since made the thing that made that company so successful, it's kind of like, okay, I think
he's the figurehead. Yeah, it's just because he's Notch, and it's like, if anything goes wrong with Minecraft, oh please Notch. It's like, I've seen that a lot. But that's the thing,
because he's Notch, it's like, what the fuck have you done here? What the fuck is this? You're terrible. Why have you done this? And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've not even been into the office for a week. It's like, I can actually see, like, no matter how much you want to, some people might want to chase success. I can kind of see, frankly, that is going to get old. Like, that is going to get old really quickly. And it does seem like, from what he says, when he says things like, I don't want to be a figurehead, you know, he doesn't want to be a symbol for anything. He doesn't want to be responsible for stuff, because he's already done that. You know, he did that when he made the game.
That's like saying, I'm the queen, I do not want to be the queen. It's like, but you have made a game, you have made a product that is very successful. You will always, forever, for hundreds of years, be known as the guy who made Minecraft, okay? You're not going to get away from that. It's not a bad thing. I mean, fuck me. If Twitter's his problem, why didn't he just get rid of it? Why? I don't understand. If he's clearly some antisocial person who can't deal with any kind of social interaction on any level beyond like his wife or whatever, right? Then why is he still on Twitter? Why is he moaning about it? You know, at the end of the day, he's just made $2.5 billion. Well, not for him. I mean, I think he's a majority shareholder in Mojang, so he obviously gets most of this.
I read somewhere where, due to the laws in Sweden, there's the way it's split. He could see about $1.4 billion of it.
Yeah, and he's probably already made like 200, 300 million.
Yeah, he's already just ridiculously rich from it. But
yeah,
I think it's almost like he made the game, and it started out as, oh, this is good, people are enjoying this, and then it got bigger and bigger, and it's almost like he never left that point where the game was just taking off. You know, when a few people were saying, oh man, this is really good. You know, like when you've got that dedicated small following who don't really say anything harsh to you. They might make suggestions, but it's like, oh, have you changed this? Oh, okay. But the thing is, if something gets bigger and it gets more attention, it attracts more people.
Naturally,
and more noise from a crowd basically means that eventually negative statements will outweigh positive ones. That's just what happens. It applies to everything. It applies to people who play games. It applies to YouTube channels. Hell, PewDiePie turned off his comments recently.
Yeah, so what we're saying here is we've got a case of like he was relishing the attention he was getting when it was small. Everybody who was interested in Minecraft at the time were, you know, fans of Minecraft because they found it through obscure ways or whatever.
Yeah.
Then as it started to get bigger, he started to get people most likely sending him messages saying, why isn't this in the game? And he's like, oh, because he is the lead developer at that time. And then suddenly he's offloaded it to everyone. He doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
This might sound quite bad of me to say, but from everything, and I've not followed Notch closely or anything like that, and obviously what he's done it is revolutionary for games, but it does sound like this kind of very stereotypical shut-in nerd. I mean, you could even say the basement dweller type of attitude I'm getting from him, which is like, just leave me alone, I want to do this, now go away. And it's like, but there comes a point where I'm not saying you need to take responsibility for your actions or anything like that, but when you have made something like that, which, you know, Minecraft has changed people's lives. Minecraft, it's such a, you know, I'll tell you what Minecraft is, right? I have members of my family who are like below 10 years old, okay? So I've got a load of cousins and all this stuff. They're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah? All of them love Minecraft, right? They don't necessarily play it that much, but what they do is they watch Minecraft on YouTube in large quantities, like Stampy, Longerhead, Cat, and all these other people, because that's kind of replaced children's entertainment, like watching these people go on their adventures in Minecraft, because then the kids can play Minecraft when they want to play it, and obviously it's used in educational things. Like what I can't understand is why you would want to take yourself or disconnect yourself away from something which has been such a defining creation of a children's generation, and also like a lot of an entertainment generation and things like that. Like you've created something which is so like profound and everybody knows about it, and you know, all of that. Yet you're like, I don't want nothing to do with this.
It really feels like he just is not. It really feels like he just wasn't prepared for it to be that. Like there are some actors as well who say things like, "Well, I was perfectly happy doing small films," and then suddenly, well, some people. This is the thing. It's like, unfortunately, gaming is dominated by companies who just want to make money. They don't want to make games. I mean, let's face it. Let's look at things like Call of Duty. Let's look at things like Battlefield. They're not making them because they love making games. They're making them because they sell, and that's the simple truth of it. But there's been a kind of growing movement in terms of indie developers of people who want to make games because they want to make something and go, look what I made. And if people say, great, that's brilliant, they're happy with that. It's like, it's not so much about how much they make, it's more that they have made something that people enjoy. But, I mean, let's face it, when he sat down and made Minecraft, I don't think for a second he sat there and thought, when this has earned me $300 million and I'm able to sell the company for $2 billion, he's never going to have thought that. He will have thought, oh, this is good. And they will have thought, oh, people are enjoying this. And they will have thought, wow, this has blown up. And then suddenly, anything that happens with that game in any capacity is his problem. It's his fault. Even if he has nothing to do with it, even after he hands the project over to someone else, he is constantly getting all the noise associated to Minecraft. When actually, by this point, he's just like, well, I kind of, you know, I don't do Minecraft.
I do not do this. These people do it. So, goodbye Twitter account. You have not got to sit there. I mean, like, I like to think I can deal with this stuff quite well, better than you can, Mr. Kirioff. But what I'm saying is, if I sat there for hours and read the comments on the YouTube channel, I would want to murder people. You guys that follow me on Twitter, you'll know every now and again I'll be like, Jesus Christ, I'm reading the comments. You know, what the hell is this? It does make you want to slap people and like, what are you talking about? You know, a lot of people are just say the first thing that comes to their head. You're on the internet, you're anonymous, you can do what you like, and you get all of that going on. I just think it's quite immature that he can't deal with it. It's weird. I mean, I'm just looking at this other comment as well. Well, this other... Well, go on. Say what you got to say, Mr. Kirill.
I think there's kind of two approaches to that, though. I think some people... Like, my problem is that if someone really pisses me off, I'll just be like, you are a fucking idiot, and I'll tell them. But some people don't want to do that. They don't want the confrontation. They just want to be away from it. Like, they don't want to have to deal with it at all. And so instead of trying to confront it or trying to say, you're fucking stupid, what are you talking about? Instead, they'll think, I wish I hadn't read that. I don't want to have to read something like that again. And so they try and withdraw. And I think that's what he's done. I think it's like he tried to withdraw by handing Minecraft off to someone else. It didn't work. He tried to... I mean, by the look of it...
So he just wants to live in a place where everybody's like, oh, Marcus, you're amazing. Marcus, we love you.
I think, to be honest, he just wants to be... No, I think he just wants to be in a place where he can say what he likes without getting hated on, like, to the extent that he is now.
But he's
made the comment that...
Marcus...
But that's the thing.
He's Notch.
He doesn't want to be Notch. I think he wants to be...
I'm afraid he is.
I think he wants to be the small indie dev that he was when he first made Minecraft. Well, he wants to be the guy where he can be on Twitter and he can have a conversation. Yeah, but he doesn't get to do that.
No, yeah, but there comes a point where that does change. That's what happens. You know, there's no way he can get... He cannot just get rid of that now. Unless he, like, makes himself an alter ego or something. I don't know. But, like, you know, I'm looking for his thing and it's like... He's talking about Doom. That is his current project. It's a Doom level renderer in Dart WebGL. Well, that's just nothing. You know, what the hell is that? That's just him messing about on his own project. Which, you know, don't get me wrong, he's fine, and he can do that because he's financially secure even before he sold it. But like, I don't know. I just think a lot of his reasons for saying he's selling it are stupid, and he should have just come out and said, "Well, we're selling," and there you go. I don't know. But then again, like you said, if he likes to talk so much in public about, I hate the fact people are hating on me and I can't deal with it, I need to be shut away, I can't handle this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's killing me. You know, let me just read this because I find this quite offensive. Honestly, I find this offensive, right? So he says, I'm aware this goes against a lot of what people have said in public. I have no good response to that. I'm also aware that a lot of you were using me as a symbol of some perceived struggle. I am not. I'm a person, and I'm right there struggling with you. Yeah, he's struggling with the masses, with his fucking billions in the bank and all the rest of it, even before he sold. I don't understand that. What's he struggling with? What is this guy struggling with? This guy can have anything he wants in the world, okay, and apparently is affected by people who make retarded comments on Twitter. And then he says he's having a struggle with me. I'm sorry, you're not struggling with me. Where's the struggle?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, that applies to a load of people. When you look at how many people turned off comments on YouTube, how many YouTubers come out and said, just even being in this kind of environment is toxic as hell. It's like, just because he's got all the money in the world doesn't mean that he can then do and say what he likes, because effectively he is now in a position where, because he's managed to get to America. He's not... Yeah, but he's on the internet, he's not in America. That's the problem. He's on the internet, he's made this successful thing, and as a result now, it doesn't matter what he says or what he does, he is now in a position where it's essentially everyone's God-given right to call him a fat piece of shit for stating his opinion on anything, which admittedly, yeah, you're okay because you can just say, I don't care. Yeah. But he's not like that. That's not how it works. So loads of people aren't like that. That Cinnamon Toast Ken guy talked about how his job is essentially making videos on games he likes, and yet he's fucking sick of everything. It's just, the people have got different ways of dealing with it, and I don't think Notch knows how to deal with it. Like, he has not got a way to approach this and a way to say, well, okay, I shall do this. I shall not read these comments. I'll block this out. I'll have someone who can, filter through and find the stuff that I actually, is relevant, instead of the masses of idiots who just respond to everything. Because,
but obviously, when he had that, it is terrible. But you say he's got this filter. He obviously had that put in place with the people who were running Minecraft and stuff like that. Why didn't it work then? Why is he? I just find it really weird. Like, I really find this really weird.
You say, why didn't it work? But he states quite clearly that. But he states quite clearly he does not run Minecraft. He's got nothing to do with Minecraft. No, and he hasn't done for years. Why? Yeah. So why, when the EULA changed, did he get all the hate for Minecraft?
He's Notch.
Because if he's not part.
Well,
yeah, but you've just said that he handed it off, and that's his filter. It's obviously not working as a filter, because he's still got all the hate.
Here, like it says here as well. I've blah, blah, blah. I wasn't exactly sure how I fit into Mojang, where people did actual work, but since I said people said I was important for the culture, because you're the figurehead, so he's been told to stay on, so he has. So in effect, he's kind of invited this onto him anyway, because if he's still knocking around Mojang, and again, you can kind of extend this to the fact that okay, I want to sell Mojang to totally get rid of it. It's nothing to do with me anymore. What does it even mean, Mojang, anyway? I don't know. Is it just a nice word? Is it a Swedish word? Who knows? But he's got rid of it now, so it's nothing to do with him. So now he's kind of gone to the extreme of that, of completely getting rid of it. But this has kind of gone off in a different way, because, like, I want to get back on topic and talk about what this actually means for Microsoft, because we understand, like, Notch is a bit of a nutcase, right? He doesn't seem to understand, in my opinion, that if he's made something that's successful, if he's become he's like an A-list celebrity, isn't he, in the gaming world, basically. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
That Phil Fish guy is not an A-list celebrity, but he said that he watched that Phil Fish video. Phil Fish is somebody who just likes to be an arsehole for the sake of it. He does it, and then magically his games are on fucking sale on Steam. I've seen it all before of that guy. He just does it for the sake of it, right? He's a bit of a dick, but that's what he does. Notch comes across as this, well, at least to me anyway, this like nice guy who made something which got big, can't handle the pressure, so wants to get out, but has moaned about this for a very long time. Oh, I can't deal with it, blah, blah, blah. And then he says he's struggling, like us and like everybody else, after he's been given billions of dollars. I'm thinking, well, you already had hundreds of millions anyway. That is annoying to me, but that's my point of view on the situation. Like you said, obviously he's a person who can't deal with this, and he don't know how to deal with it. And, I mean, could he have got help for this? Could he have gone out somewhere and somebody said to him, look, you haven't got to be like this. I mean, why hasn't he got a PR team, if it's this bad, who could shield him from this? You know, he's got enough money.
Well, this is the other thing as well. I think as well,
Minecraft isn't an indie game. It was when it first started, but it hasn't been for years. It's not like PlayStation fucking releases, Xbox releases,
I think a big
versions.
part of the sale as well is that he doesn't. I think he started Mojang as kind of to help with Minecraft, but he doesn't actually. It feels like he doesn't want to be part of Mojang or any company. He just wants to be a guy, who programs and says stuff on Twitter, which is fine. But again, it's like he could have left. He could have left years ago. And people say, "Oh yeah, but he was the figurehead." Well, okay, yeah, he's the figurehead for a game that's had one really, for a company that's had one really successful game, of which he's had no part for years. So he could have easily left. Mojang would still have carried on. Minecraft would still have been successful. So that's, that to me is not a particularly good argument for staying. You're part of the culture. Well, what do you mean part of the culture? According to him, he came in and did no work. Like he's actually said, I came into Mojang and there were people around me doing actual work. Well, what does that mean? He did nothing. So, in a way, why was he coming in at all when he didn't need to, when there was no purpose for it? Selling it off, it's like, it makes sense as a way to like completely separate the studio from him, but the same thing could have been achieved by either leaving the studio or alternatively selling it years ago. It feels like he's basically sat and stewed with his own problem for years now.
Like a fear of failure, because I remember the project he did a while ago. It had a funny name, E1 whatever something. I don't know.
0 times 10.
It's like a space fucking laser Minecraft thing in space. It's like he was working on that, and it was getting a lot of traction. Well, not traction, but getting a lot of coverage in the press and stuff like that, which it would do because it's Notch Minecraft. And then obviously he came to a point and just thought, this isn't going to be as big as Minecraft, so I'm just going to bail on it. Now, I think he's going to have this spectre hanging over him for a very long time until he dies. Because you are not going to make anything bigger than Minecraft. And
I don't know whether that was like... I don't know whether that was the reason for doing it, though, because the way... I mean, some of the articles for that game, it's like he would release, not even a video, a picture of a computer screen with a light on it. And the article would be like 8 paragraphs long. It's like, Notch has just announced that he's done this, when really, on his blog, he was like, oh yeah, I messed about in this game again today. And the press was just all over it, just all over it like a rash.
Like he's the Messiah.
And I think it's basically got to the point where it's not that he's scared of failure, he's scared of the fact that no matter what he does as part of Mojang, or as just by himself now, I think, is always going to happen. Anything he does that he puts out in public, the response is instantly going to be, Notch is doing something.
Yeah.
And it gets scrutinised to like an insane degree, when actually it doesn't need that level of being scrutinised. Like, the game that he was producing he didn't even know what it was half the time. He was like, it's going to be something like this, but I'm just messing about with it. I haven't really done anything with it. This is what I've done so far. The progress was obviously incredibly slow because he was just pissing around, essentially. But that didn't stop everyone in the world on the internet shitting themselves about the fact that Notch is making a new game. When Notch was basically just sitting there going, yeah, so it's taken me like a year to do these 4 things because there's no rush and I'm not really, I'm just playing with it. But the response was still going. The response was still, when is this game going to come out? Oh my god, it's going to be the next Minecraft. And he was probably sat there thinking, I'm not trying to make the next fucking Minecraft.
But take it further.
I'm just pissing about in a game. It's
but take it further though. Like, he's not trying to make the next Minecraft, but anything he ever does will always be compared to that. This actually ties us in quite well to the whole. I mean, why would Microsoft acquire? Why would you buy Mojang? Okay, because Mojang is a company that has Minecraft and Scrolls, but let's just ignore Scrolls because it's nothing compared to Minecraft. Minecraft is a game which, I don't mean any disrespect to Mojang, but honestly, the updates they bring to the game are very minor. The reason the game is so popular, and has been for a very long time, is because the mod community is massive for Minecraft, yeah? There are like I mean, I remember Tech-It and I remember other mad stuff. I didn't really know what was going on, but all of this was like layers and layers of complexity on top of the game. This is what gives the game longevity, okay? Not just the simple, you can do a few things and that's it. Because, let's be honest, vanilla Minecraft is very, what the hell can you do? There's not much to do. But like the fact Microsoft have bought them, so Microsoft now own Minecraft, okay? Just think of yourself as Microsoft for a second. So you've just paid $2.5 billion, right? So you're out of pocket straight away. But you now own Minecraft. So all future sales you're going to recoup cost on, right? I think there's like 54 million plus copies gone out. That's a lot, right? So you've got a massive PC user base. You've got a Mac user base. You've got PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, iPad, and iPhone. And Android as well.
And PS Vita soon.
And PS Vita soon. So you've practically got every... you are not going to sell $2.5 billion worth of Minecraft now, yeah? Because it's done. So obviously, Microsoft want to do something else, don't they? They want Minecraft 2. At least this is where I think it's going. They want like a sequel. Or they want like other like derivative games as, on the Minecraft license. Let's make a Minecraft sort of ecosystem where we've got loads of Minecraft things on the go. I think that's the only look at Microsoft and their acquisitions in the past. So they bought Bungie, okay? Bungie were a Mac developer making Halo for Mac, right? And they looked at this and were like, what the hell? They bought them. I don't know how much for. I can't remember, and I had never looked it up before the HOTFIX. But they bought them and put Halo exclusively onto their Xbox, although they did put it out on PC as well, didn't they? The first Halo. Now look what that's done for them. That was like the definitive game on the Xbox systems. It still kind of is, right? That's like the flagship game. Made them loads of cash. They're very happy with that, obviously. But Minecraft is a very different beast. Like, I mean, what would a Minecraft 2, let's just like theorize for a moment, actually consist of? Because Minecraft is extremely are we looking at something like EverQuest and Next Landmark, where it's more voxel based, so you've got more layers of construction? Are we looking at an increased graphics engine? Probably not, because the whole beauty of Minecraft is it runs on any old shit computer. Well, to a point. So
the whole point of Minecraft is the simplicity of it. It's the fact that also there's nothing really there's nothing you can add to Minecraft that isn't already added by modders. And in fact, that's basically what Mojang have been doing for a long time. When a mod is really popular, when a mod comes out and it does really well, they essentially just hire the people who made the mod. I mean, they've done that a couple of times, and they did one. And once again, I can kind of see part of Notch's problem with this. When they hired a mod team, a former member of the mod team slammed Minecraft with a a cease and desist.
Yeah, DMCA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
just DMCA.
Who was the person who was the one who got under attack for that? That was Notch again. But this was like a year after he had stopped working on Minecraft completely. But you can't do anything with Minecraft at this point. I'm sorry, but you can't. You can keep updating it, yeah, but it's kind of... Unless they know for a fact that they're going to recoup the money they've spent on Minecraft, they have to have other things in store for Mojang and other things in store for that IP. Because as it stands, you can't really upgrade the graphical fidelity of Minecraft.
No,
because
you can't. No.
At the end of the day, it's still just blocks.
You can
right?
with mods. You can, you can have like,
but it's like
shader packs
at the end of the day,
stuff,
it's still blocks.
Yeah.
It's still blocks, and it's always going to be blocks because that's how the game's been built. You're not going to introduce things like story because, well, what the hell kind of story would you even have in Minecraft? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The only thing they can do is keep pushing Minecraft the way it is now. But has it reached? Has it reached its pinnacle at this point? Surely it must have done. At 54 million copies sold, I don't see how it could possibly suddenly have a massive surge and sell even more.
But you know what it's like? It's like selling. It's like Pixar, right? It's like, oh, you've made Toy Story, right? And it's the biggest selling thing that ever been seen, blah blah blah, and all this crap. We're gonna buy Pixar now. We want Pixar to make different games. Different films, and Pixar went on to make massive films. You know, they obviously were like, I think actually Apple were involved in that, and then I'm sure Apple has something to do with Disney as well. Oh, it was Steve Jobs who was on the board of Disney and whatever. But like Disney is a Pixar thing, so that is like a purchase that, you know, really paid off. But I guess the difference there with that analogy is Pixar was a place of extremely talented people who knew what they were doing and had loads of ideas. Mojang to me just looks like a place where old Marcus had an idea for Minecraft, and then the rest of them have been working on it, but they do nothing else. It's like, why would you buy them?
Yeah.
Because what are they actually doing?
It's really odd.
Weird.
And also, something else is right. Someone actually, I mean, this is how quickly it turned to shit, this announcement. Was one of the first responses I saw to a PC Gamer article was someone putting up a picture of Notch saying, complains about Oculus Rift being sold to Facebook, sells Mojang to Microsoft.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that kind of comparison is going to be made a lot, especially because that's something you complained about. But actually, that's kind of, for a start, it's a bit different in that Oculus Rift is still in development. That's still something that is going to be developed further, and it's going to have different versions. It's going to be upgraded. You know, it's going to be updated. And Facebook wants it for a purpose which is not what it was originally designed for. You know, they did not buy it because, oh my god, this is going to be great with games, because Facebook don't give a fuck about games unless you can play them by clicking in a Facebook window. They don't give a shit about that. Microsoft, whilst you might complain about the way they approach games, which I have done in the past many times, especially with games for Windows Live, which can fuck off and die.
That's terrible.
They at least have, and admittedly it is down to money, it's not for the love of it, but they do have more than a passing interest in games. But no matter how I look at it, I do not understand why they have more than a passing interest in this one particular game. Because the person who made that game was Notch. The person who sold the studio was Notch. The person who is leaving the studio the second they acquire it is Notch. Here's the guy who had the idea, right? Here's the guy who made Minecraft popular. Here's the guy who set all of this in motion God knows how many years ago. I'm afraid the people working there work according to what was his vision. They might have updated the game, they might have improved the game, but literally, they had nothing to do with its creation.
You know what this is like, Mr. Kirioff? This is like Microsoft coming in and buying Unit Loss for $1 billion, and me and you just saying we're going. What have you got left then? You've just got this thing. Look, I'll tell you what you've got left. This is probably why they've bought Minecraft, Mojang, is you've got the name. So now they own Minecraft. It's like, this is a big brand name, Minecraft, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, where can you take this? Like, are we going to see Minecraft feature films? Are we going to see like whole ranges of Minecraft products all over the place? I know.
Yeah, the thing is, there's already Minecraft merchandise everywhere. So now if they get cuts from that, I mean, maybe that's the key. Maybe it's not as simple as we're making out. Maybe the fact that there's already all this merchandise, there are already like, there's got to be tie-ins in place for Minecraft. Is that something else we're going to see, like crossover stuff for Minecraft?
Well, I mean, like, I think there was Minecraft Lego and stuff like that, but like, you know, I'm talking about like loads of stuff, you know, like loads of merchandise, and you know, this is a thing which is going to be around for years and years and years and years. And I like Microsoft. I don't like. It's weird. I think it's really weird. Like, I mean, I can understand like Amazon buying Twitch for crazy money because Twitch is a platform.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of, you know, Twitch is the future of entertainment. YouTube. It is the future of entertainment, and so is Twitch in a different way. But Mojang are not the future of gaming entertainment. Mojang were just a studio created by a guy who had a vision, like a genius. He is a genius, whatever we want to fucking say about the guy. He come up with something which is revolutionary, and he's now gone, so you don't own him. In fact, you paid him a load of money, so you now own any future sales of the game, and you own its license. And it's just, Mr. Kirioff, it's really weird. I think on that bombshell...
It is. It's really bizarre. Although one thing I will say, something that
me.
he says at the very bottom of his statement is, it's not about the money, it's about my sanity. Now, normally when I read statements like that, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But honestly, in this case, he has got that much money before this sale that he could happily basically sit in his arse and do nothing for the rest of his life, and if he had like 4 lifetimes after, without having to lift a finger. I think at this point, yeah, 2 billion is a lot of money. It is a hell of a lot of money, and he's going to get a lot from it. But honestly, it really feels like this is almost some kind of really desperate last-ditch attempt to just burn bridges. Because let's face it, what does everyone hate? What do indie supporters hate, really, bloke? They hate big publishers, don't they? They don't like EA, they don't like Activision, they don't like Microsoft. Notch selling Minecraft and selling Mojang to Microsoft for a vast sum of money, when, let's face it, he doesn't need it, is almost like the ultimate burning of bridges. It's like, from this point on, well, this is the guy who just, he quit everything and left. He sold it to the enemy. They're the enemy, we don't like them. I don't want anything to do with him. It's like some sort of, like, last stand to me.
Why didn't he sell it earlier? This is what I don't get. I mean, like, he's made hundreds of millions off it before. He's saying he's got problems with his sanity, and that's the reason why he sold this now. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact you were holding out for more of a, sale revenue, more of a, I don't know. A lot of it just seems weird. Like you said, Mr. Kirioff, years ago when he had, like, he'd made hundreds of millions and whatever off Minecraft, why didn't he just go, that's it, I've had enough? Mojang is a company that runs itself, which I think, like we said before, he did try to do that. He leaves, and then, but he doesn't kind of leave because he's still part of the culture and all that shit. I'm sorry, but when you're the boss of something, you can sell, you can do what you like. You don't go, okay, I'll stay, guys. You go, no, fuck you. This is your job. I'm out of here. And off you go. Instead, he's dicked about for ages, and he's now landed back on his feet again because there's a massive sale going through. And he's made this post kind of trying to explain why he doesn't like all the attention, and he's struggling with us and all of this crap as he walks off into the sunset with his billions of dollars. And it's like, I haven't necessarily got a problem with that. I just think the way he doesn't seem very equipped to deal with anything in the public eye at all. No, and it just looks really weird.
It's a really weird combination of circumstances. It's a huge amount of money for a studio that I don't think is worth that money, frankly, to be perfectly blunt.
No way.
You're not getting the key draw of Mojang, which is Notch. Notch is leaving because apparently he didn't want anything to do with this for like the last God knows how many years to begin with, but he stayed, due to pressure, due to people not wanting him to leave. It's just it's got to be one of the most bizarre sort of stories around gaming for quite some time. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. It could have all been resolved years ago just by stepping down and leaving or selling back then, but instead you've got this really weird combination of, like, just, they're not worth it. He's worth it, but he's gone, but they've still paid 2 billion for something that isn't going to make them anything back unless they do something mental, which they can't, because the person who had all the ideas is no longer there. It's like,
so, Mr. Notch,
what the hell is this?
If you're watching HOTFIX, would you like to buy Unit Lost for... I'll sell it you on the cheap. $50 million. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is HOTFIX. So this has been about Microsoft buying Minecraft and what that means for people like, well, what that means for Notch and what it kind of means for Microsoft. Like, why would you do it? So what I want to know, guys, is what you think about this whole situation. As ever, we read the comments with HOTFIX. And so if you want to be hateful, because I'll read them and find you and kill you and then moan about you on Twitter. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and you can follow Kirioff on
@Kirioff. I didn't say it this time.
And we'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. This has been HOTFIX, our amazing topical gaming debate show, and we'll catch you next time, ladies and gentlemen. Toodaloo.